So thanks again for having me, and thank you to MarketingTO for, again, putting on such a fantastic event. I want to spend a couple minutes talking about some of my experiences and working with e-commerce companies around the world, big and small, and what some of the gaps are in their experience and why some of them don't get to, I guess, where they'd like to in terms of an exit. So my experience has led me, and I've been lucky enough to work at two large companies, as Alex mentioned. I worked at OpenText for about 5 years, building their inbound marketing program, and then most recently at Facebook for about 5 years, building out their performance marketing team. So when we think about e-commerce companies, the one thing that I've noticed a lot of is that there's a ton of them. There's hundreds of them starting every single day. And it's become easier today than ever before to build and start your own business. Companies like Shopify, Hootsuite, Wave Accounting, just to name a few, have made it easy for anyone who wants to be an entrepreneur to be that entrepreneur. And there's this certain sexiness or this allure of being an entrepreneur today that didn't exist even 5 years ago. Television shows like Shark Tank and Dragon's Den have made it really cool to be that entrepreneur, to get seen on shows where you're raising hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars. And to be honest, they're just regular people, just like you and I, who had an idea, started something, and built a platform of it. So there's a couple race leaders, right? There's the sexy e-commerce companies that everyone hears about. Movement, for example, e-commerce company that sells watches, built primarily off of Facebook ads that just last week sold for close to $100 million to Movado, a non-traditional e-commerce company, but a leader in the watch space. Dollar Shave Club's probably the golden child of this entire space. Dollar Shave Club built and sold razors online in a subscription model. And they sold the company for over $1 billion to Unilever. Again, a company that couldn't saturate that market using e-commerce or online. And they're not unique. Movement wasn't the first company to sell watches online. They weren't the smartest people to come up with that idea, and Dollar Shave Club definitely wasn't the first company to sell razors online. But what separated them from everyone else? These products, these ideas are not unique. It can get replicated. There's companies, there's hundreds of people all over the world that are looking for what's the next big trend. How do I capitalize on that? How do I find what the next product is? And they'll copy it. So every idea is unique for about 24 hours. And then there's a copycat online. So how do they separate themselves? They did consistent marketing and a lot of brand marketing. As consumers, we'll often buy from a product or from a company once to try it out, especially at $100, $200, yeah, maybe, okay, we'll try it, see how it works. But how do I get that customer to come back? So the challenge is that's where marketers play a vital role, helping businesses bring back repeat customers. The biggest challenge that any company faces is that they think the initial sales are gonna be there forever. It's not. It's the sexiness of it. It's the Kickstarter effect. It's like, wow, I got $1 million in sales. I got the best widget in the world. Everyone wants my widget. That's not true. We all know that's not true. Because as consumers, we'll go to wherever we get the best deal or wherever we build the rapport with a brand. And often, that's not the same place that got us that fancy Kickstarter gizmo or gadget. So the three areas that I see this manifest itself in most are, one, with startups. Startups truly don't understand the value of brand. And who can blame them? At the beginning, they have to be focused on revenue. That is their primary objective. Even if they've raised capital, they have to get that revenue up because that's the only thing the investor wants to see. But without putting that emphasis on a brand, to get that repeat customer is extremely hard. And again, as marketers, that's where we can shine. We can help them. We can build that brand experience for them. We can bring back repeat customers into them. On the other side, enterprises. Enterprises have been around for 50, maybe 100 years, have been doing brand marketing for hundreds of years. They have no idea how it works, though. They'll put ads out, they'll do billboards, television, but sales come in. They don't actually know exactly how that works. And they've never been able to really saturate the online space, except for a few. And that's why companies like Dollar Shave Club, ND, Casper, these companies exist because they can penetrate the online market, but they don't know how to do it offline. So in between there's this niche where marketers can really excel and be that company or be that person that can help these companies succeed. Performance marketing is now used as a buzzword, but essentially performance marketing is helping do marketing that actually drives a return on ad spend, and it's measurable immediately. Testing and learning and figuring out what works, what doesn't work, why doesn't it work? How do I get the next thing to work? How do I increase customer lifetime value? How do I make sure that customer, if it's an apparel company, comes back 4 times, 5 times to keep buying more products? So what do we do as marketers? Time goes pretty quick. What do we do as marketers? One thing we can always do is learn. Keep learning. There's so many resources available, free resources on that. Learn the tools that every business, every entrepreneur has in their tool chest. Facebook has a great course called Facebook Blueprint that is completely free. Understand how to use Facebook advertising. Shopify has an academy course that, again, teaches you how to use Shopify. And then there's thousands of people that have used these tools and built their own courses to make it easier for all of us. Network, talk to people, go to events like this, and last but not least, try to build your own business. Use tools like Shopify, use tools like that, build your own company, and then go from there. Thank you.